blue at the State Farm Center. Bishanishvili in Illinois, and immediately they went right to Kofi Coburn, and he couldn't handle the pass.
Coburn has to catch that. I mean, that's the perfect pass. That's the way to get this place lit up early. Great pass by Io. Just a little nerves off the opening tip.
Both of these teams riding so high after their big wins as Mathis drives, and he's able to convert, and Rutgers takes the early lead.
And Brad Underwood last night in practice said we can't give up straight line drives. Rutgers is as good as anybody in the conference of doing that, and right off the opening possession, they get an easy basket attacking the paint.
You see the momentum coming into this game for both of these teams as Io DeSumo misses his first shot, and the rebound is corralled by Rutgers. How do you settle those nerves?
I mean, this is uncharted territory for these two teams, right? I mean, they're going to be nervous. You have to rebound. That's how you do it. The team that wins the rebounding battle in this game, Jeff, will win the game. Let's keep our eye on that the entire afternoon.
Looking at two of the top rebounding teams in the country as Frazier steps back, knocks down the jumper.
Frazier hit the big shot in Madison the other night, and he picks right up in this game. He's an elite shooter. Every bit defense keys on him, but if he's hitting that fadeaway jumper, it just opens up everything for the Illinois Bigs.
A different role this year for Trent Frazier, not the #1 scoring option for Brad Underwood. And the first shot of the morning from Harper is too strong. Gonna get used to saying morning with this early tip in Central Time. Bishanishvili was so good against Rutgers a year ago, put up 35 against the Scarlet Knights. 7 to shoot. Frazier, deep three this time. Nothing but glass. Coburn, got to go with it. And we'll get a shot clock violation.
Throw down. Like I said on the opening tip there, Jeff, this guy's going to shatter a backboard. He has so much force. He's getting better every game, and he's an intimidating fact as I've ever seen. I mean, he puts these guys through it, and they're all ready to respond when the lights are on.
So Miles Johnson heads to the bench just 2 minutes into this ball game, and you're going to see Shaq Carter, the senior, try and deal with Kofi Coburn. Bishanishvili drives. Couldn't hit the layup. Illinois has had some good looks from point-blank range, and a blocking foul on Trent Frazier.
So much that there's so many mismatches late in the clock. Rutgers doesn't switch.
And the three is knocked down by Kwasi Yeboah. Steve Peichel can't say enough and praise Yeboah enough from what he has been able to do this year.
And the reason that he's so effective with that jump shot is because he was a born scorer growing up, but he opens up so many driving lanes for the rest of his teammates because he can extend that defense.
Bishanishvili and Harper right there. You see the mismatch and the size and some strength from the sophomore Harper.
In the country in Rutgers, they can switch if they have to. They don't do it very often, but they're very versatile, Coach Peichel told me. And Ron Harper can guard anybody on the court. He's on Georgie. He's a tough matchup at both ends of the court.
Bishanishvili from the elbow initiates contact. Trying to get himself involved early in this ball game. He hasn't been scoring as much in the last few, just 8 points against Wisconsin earlier this week. Mathis, and then the follow by Carter.
Another straight line drive that just cannot happen. They don't rotate well enough. No one blocks out, and Rutgers comes crashing in. That's what they do time and time again. Rebounding is the key to this win, and Rutgers is winning that battle right now. You have to block them out if you're Illinois.
Both of these teams averaging better than 41 rebounds per game. That one knocked away from the weak side by Caleb McConnell. McConnell drives, and it's poked away off.
Had the football blocking pads out to drill with. The tougher team's going to win the game.
And now Yeboah has knocked down a couple of triples in this game. And it's a 6-point lead. Yeboah, such an elite scorer. That's just 7 points in the win against Penn State. Yeah, Steve Peichel has liked for a long time. Even recruited him at Stony Brook before he came to Rutgers. Bishanishvili with the hook. No, and wouldn't you know, Alan Griffin right on the floor picks up an offensive rebound. And then Bishanishvili cleans it up.
Well, that's all Griffin. The way that he rebounds is just fascinating. Illinois fans have been begging Coach Underwood to play him more. He makes such a difference coming off the bench. But he's one of the more undersized guys in the league who can rebound at that high level. He's just been fantastic.
Last time Illinois was on the floor is Dosunmu picks up the block. Griffin had a double-double against Purdue last week on Sunday. Ripped down a career-high 12 rebounds. Kipper Nichols battling down low. Left hand, too strong.
Yeah, and Kipper's got to know that's not going to work. I mean, that's a low percentage shot. He's going up against the wall that's already been built. He has to move that on and look for better shots. I mean, there are no easy shots against Illinois, but you can't shoot early in the shot against Rutgers, but you can't shoot early in the shot clock like that.
3 for 11 from the floor to start for Illinois. Boa short this time, long rebound to Griffin.
He just has a knack for the ball. I talked to him in practice last night. He said it all starts with rebounding for me. That's what gets me going. And he can also step out and extend the defense. He's been playing at an extremely high level. One of the better players in the entire league right now over the last 4 games, Jeff.
Trent Frazier for 3, short. Alan Griffin hit a couple of key shots in that win up in Madison earlier this week. Mathis drives and an acrobatic attempt, couldn't finish. Dosunmu running right into Rutgers, but no call. Crisp passing. The shot no from Bishanishvili.
Just nothing easy for Illinois. Those are low percentage shots. Rutgers gets back, plays great defense, and then Illinois has to sprint back as well. Rutgers, one of the best transition teams in the Big Ten. If you miss, you have to sprint back and find your shooters and protect the paint.
For Rutgers, this is a team that has always hung their hat on their defensive approach since Steve Peichel got to Piscataway. 3 to shoot, step back jumper, Harper. Dosunmu going the other way. Even 3-on-3. Dosunmu, transition jumper, good.
He's so fun to watch. He rises up and knocks in the open jumper. And Illinois takes defense and turns it into offense. So far, the bucket's not easy to come by, but if you have that open look in the transition, you got to take it. That might be the best shot you get the entire possession.
For Rutgers, having some shots go down finally, so helpful. 6 to shoot. And the reverse got the bottom of the rim for Shaq Carter.
Well, the reason that was successful is because Jordy didn't need any help. He guarded by himself and handled his business by himself defensively. But another poor shot by Illinois, which is going to lead to a layup at the other end.
And we're going to get an offensive foul after 11 years at Stony Brook. Trying to take this team to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1991, and they're off to their best start since the mid-70s, where they went undefeated. Kipper Nichols, a long 2. Coburn bats it out of bounds.
We have to watch for both teams throughout the entire game. If somebody can step up and start hitting threes, that just opens up that ball screen action for both teams at the rim.
4 for 16 so far for Illinois. Mulcahy on the floor for the first time. Ebola launches from 3. And Coburn pulls down another rebound. Last 6 have been off the mark for Rutgers. Under 12 to go in this first half. Three by Griffin off the heel. And then pass it right to McConnell. 2-on-1 for Rutgers. Young over to McConnell. And before the shot, before anything.
Feeling great last night. Loves college basketball. And it's a wonderful man.
And a great bobblehead they gave away of him when they named the quarter after him a couple of years ago. Outstanding.
Well deserved. What a great winner. And just a tremendous coach for so many guys to play for.
Saw that banner from the '89 Final Four. I was working with Stephen Bardo last night, singing the praises of Coach Lou. His defense is just swarming as Harper up ahead of everybody. Bishanishvili checks back in for him. We'll keep you up to date as he was trailing the play.
Now Coburn has to get the ball on the low block, seal, and attack the rim. They cannot settle for runners and jump shots on this possession.
Miles Johnson is right in front of him.
Got to get it in there.
Shot clock winding down. down 5 to shoot. And nothing but glass from Illinois, and their cold shooting continues. 4 for 19. And still only down by 4.
That's what Rutgers does to you. They force so many difficult shots. It's like going to the dentist and finding out they have no Novocaine there, right? When you play against this Rutgers defense.
It's like a normal day for Luka Garza on the floor.
Yeah. Well, once again, Coburn has to post up hard and get the ball inside and at least kick it out for a clean look or draw a foul. There can't be these runners and floaters, and there he is. He's got to go to work. About Coburn, I mean, he's not only is he strong, not only does he play hard, but he's got soft hands, and his moves around the bucket continue to get better.
And a hell ball, it will go to Rutgers.
You have to try to draw fouls, get easy free throws, because runners and floaters and flippers just don't work against Rutgers. No one in the league has been able to crack their defense with those type of shots.
Young going to work. Nice pass inside, and Carter.
He might slap a little press on Illinois, but that's irrelevant now with the miss.
2 misses, and kind of shocking for Carter, just his 16th attempt from the free throw line on the season. Go inside, Coburn had position.
Yeah, why has Coburn improved so much? Number 1, he's talented. Number 2, the coaches are great. But number 3, it's been Georgie's unselfish play to get him the ball and make him better.
Mathis couldn't answer on the other end. It's that high-low action with Georgie and Coburn that has been devastating. To Sumu, transition jumper, not this time. Now, a walk by...
Very unselfish player. A lot of guys would have felt threatened by Coburn coming in, playing more minutes, getting more offensive possessions, but he is not. He loves that young guy, works with him, and he's just a great example for a lot of players. You have a great freshman year, you come back, somebody else is a little better, and you make them better, and he's looking inside right now again for him.
All these guys on the roster for Illinois have bought in to Brad Underwood. Shanishvili lost the handle, one-on-one with Ebola. Scoop, and now Coburn. A whistle down.
He said it just helped him to set those hard screens and roll to the rim, and he said somebody will throw it up there, and he said, I'll go get it.
First lead of the game for Illinois, and now the crowd gets involved. O'Kahee. Jacob Young. Coburn pulls down another rebound. He's already got 6. Under 8 to play in this first half. Good ball fake by Nichols.
That's what they needed. That paint to open up. That's what happens when you establish the post. Everybody's keeping their eye on Kofi. The lane opens up and Kipper attacks. And great high percentage shot for Illinois. And they've had 2 good defensive possessions as well. Look how they're icing this ball screen, shoving it to the sideline where the help is.
Okay, nice job of weaving through that defense.
He's been playing so great the last couple games. Well, I was always afraid of a guy who wore a headband, Jeff, during the game. I mean, those guys were always hard to guard.
It's a visual thing.
Yeah, right? Confident players.
Feliz jumper. And McConnell pulls down the rebound. McConnell step back now. And another rebound by Kofi Coburn. He is well on his way to another double-double today.
Easy.
Frazier, good to see him back on the floor after taking a charge and taking some time on the bench. Cross-court pass. Offensive rebound by Kipper Nichols. That possession against Ebola. And now a steal by Young.
It's a careless pass by Illinois, and Young so excited about that play. I mean, no one plays harder than he does. Another cheap and easy run out for Rutgers. Those are just too easy.
Transfer from Texas. Steve Peichel loves every bit of his gameplay. Starters, minutes off the bench. Final roll. Frazier, 3, short. Coburn. There have been at least 4 or 5 misses from point-blank range for Illinois already in this game. also got to whip that bench all night long. But you see these two teams with Illinois and Rutgers, you have to take the energy down a notch. With nothing but energy. Mamadou Ducor on the floor for the first time with Miles Johnson in foul trouble.
Let's see if they can post up. We're going to take a long three.
Good possession defensively from Illinois.
Yeah, and we've raved about Rutgers' defense, but Illinois is the #1 scoring defense in the Big Ten. They've been stout as well, and we'll talk about those big changes they made in the offseason to become an elite defensive team, but just no easy baskets.
Playing great defense without fouling. I mean, they held a Purdue team on this floor to 37 points last weekend.
Phenomenal turnaround from last year when they gave up so many easy baskets. Things have changed, and another tough possession, though.
And a foul with 1 second. 2 for 8 from the floor. And remember what he did against Rutgers last year with those 35 points that took over in second half and overtime to pull off the win.
Well, let's see if Rutgers can get Ron Harper Jr. the ball so he can attack Kipper Nichols and use his strength and drive. He likes to go left.
Harper falling away, hits the jumper.
Yeah, he is a nightmare for opposing coaches and especially the scouting report. He's way too strong for a guard, and he's too quick for a big man. You saw both things right there. Nichols switched, Georgie picked him up, but he couldn't stay in front of him.
6'6", 245 from the Garden State. Of course, his dad was awfully good as well.
Dad won a few championships.
Yeah.
Played with a couple good players.
Jordan was okay. Rutgers moving ahead. They thought they wanted to walk. Mathis to Harper. Still not to be from beyond the arc for Rutgers. They are 2 for 10.
Now that's a good shot by Harper. It's a transition shot. He's wide open. He doesn't shoot the three very well on the road, but he's very capable of knocking in the open shot.
McConnell nearly came away with a steal instead. Still plenty of time for Illinois to set up their offense. Down by 2. Feliz for 3. And an air ball. But out to Bishanishvili and the jumper. Feliz battling Ducor. And a foul by Feliz. And we'll step aside. And Ron Harper's
much, and they're giving up too many rebounds and totally changed the philosophy defensively, and they've now become one of the better teams defensively in the country.
And number 10 in the NCAA in defensive foul and free throw shooting rate. As Young drives in a fancy finish for Young.
Great clear out isolation by Coach Peichel coming out of the timeout. He saw the mismatch, and Young just blew right by the entire Illini defense.
It's so fun to watch Steve Peichel on the sideline while his team is on defense. He gets into that stance like he's going to get out there and play too. Coburn underneath trying to get to Bishanishvili. Coburn instead.
And that's just a mistake by a young player. Goes up, misses the shot, gets the offensive rebound. Not in a position to just throw one up. You got to kick it out and start your offense again.
Mulcahy diving in. Offensive rebound. No reset on the shot clock. Step back, Young. Rimmed in and out. There's Coburn again. Rebound number 9. Frazier drives, and he's getting
teams to the free throw line. And so Brad Underwood said, look, we have to change what we're doing, and it's paid huge dividends. Look, they're not playing well in this game at all, but they're only down a couple points, and that's because they're playing defense. They're connected at the defensive end.
Helps to have that big guy, Kofi Coburn, in the middle, too. Make things difficult in the paint. Harper over the top of Coburn. Another offensive rebound by Rutgers. And Mamadou Ducor, no. Still battling. Ducor all over the place off the bench. Harper tried to finish.
About the analytics, yeah, you're right, Jeff. It doesn't hurt to have Coburn guarding the rim as well, right? He's like, well, analytics, what are you talking about, Jess? I'm protecting the rim. That's why we're better.
Computer program spits that guy out.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a flop warm. See it again. Must have been before all that action. Feed to Coburn. Looked like he got pushed in the back. The whistle came a lot later.
I don't mind the flop call, and I think the guys have bought in and stopped doing it as much. I know a lot of analysts around the country, McConnell jumpers here off of these out-of-bounds plays and send a guy to the wing, and then he comes off and looks to score. But Illinois had that read right from the pass.
McConnell without a point in this game. Mulcahy, good pass into the interior. McConnell into three and threw it away.
Feet didn't foul. They forced him to make the turnover. It's kind of the old Bob Knight philosophy. Look, if you just play good defense, half the teams will just beat themselves with turnovers.
Under a minute to play in Champaign. Coburn got hacked away and saved by Yeboah. Up ahead, Carter. Foul.
Coach of the Year race at this point during the season.
No doubt about it. With what the turnaround that Rutgers has had, the guys that he has and has brought into this program, I mean, it has revitalized that Rutgers program from where it was when he took over. Them in conference play, but they just weren't making shots. They weren't scoring a ton of points. Now they're scoring points. Shanishvili for three and an air ball. Out of bounds.
But that's his different expanded role. He's playing on the perimeter more of a passer, but if you're not going to guard him, then he has to step up and hit that shot. And they're going to go ball screen here with 10 seconds to go and try to make a play at the rim on the roll.
Just about what they expected. Low scoring. Three by Yeboah. Sumu pulls it down. One final heave, maybe.
But something has to give. Somebody's got to step up and knock down a three.
Very poor shooting from Illinois. Shot just 19% in that first half. And again, down by just three. Rutgers not much better. Hit a couple of threes, and that's the difference. Nobody with more than 6 points in that first half. Yeboah leading all scorers. Trent Frazier steps back in his jumper. And an offensive rebound by DeMonte Williams. DeSumo now. Finally for Io.
Yeah, the offensive rebound leads to a clean look for Io, and maybe that will get Illini fans off their feet and get some energy into this building. Those shots have been hard to come by.
He's got 5 points. Hit a jumper early on in the ballgame. It's been scoreless since. Go down low, Miles Johnson. Physical with Kofi Coburn. Johnson had 2 fouls in the first half, didn't have a lot of run. And he just picked up his third and a silly foul from
game, and Io had to knock that one down. It felt like it'd been a month since they hit one, right?
Yeah, they took the lids off, which is good at halftime. Here's Williams. Put the lid back on that one. Just one made three for Illinois. 1-4-10. They'll start falling eventually. Percentage would tell you that. Shooting 40% in the last 2 games combined. McConnell now. And he still is without a point. 0 for 4 from the floor.
And great defense by Kofi Coburn. He did not get fooled on the ball screen. He stayed in the paint. He knew the scouting report that Carter was not a good jump shooter. He stayed home, forced a jumper, and sealed the rebound. It's just a high IQ play.
Frazier didn't get the roll, out of bounds.
Head if he wasn't shooting it well. Now he just moves on to the next play.
For Frazier, he had a tough night against Wisconsin. Just 2 for 9 from the floor, but when it mattered most, he hit the big shot.
He told Io in the timeout, I'll be open. And Io said, look, if they help off, I'll hit you. You make it. He did.
Shanishvili short. And here comes Yeboah and Rutgers.
Yeah, Brad Underwood did not want that shot from Georgia. A 15-footer, low percentage shot just leads to offensive possession for Rutgers.
Yeah, for Georgie, 2 for 11 from the floor. McConnell steps in. DeSumo skies for the board. DeSumo running the floor, and he's in with a thrilling victory over Purdue a couple of days ago.
Darn injury bug has hit the entire league, especially Michigan. I mean, without Livers, they're a totally different team.
Be curious to see what Purdue comes up with if Matt Harms is out for an extended period of time. Harper got blocked by Kipper Nichols. It's a jump ball, and it's going to stay with Rutgers.
That was a huge shot down the stretch by Io.
And Rutgers trying to get back-to-back road wins for the first time in conference play. McConnell with time winding down, step-back jumper. That's a great shot.
Coach Peichel wanted to get him going and ran an ISO out of the timeout on the out-of-bounds play, but that was still tremendous defense, just a better fader.
First points of the game, the sophomore Caleb McConnell. Bishanishvili with the loose ball. Inside touch, Bishanishvili felt the double, and it's blocked by Shaq Carter.
And Rutgers elite at blocking shots. They double Georgie. He's got to kick that one out. It's just another low percentage shot. They swarm the post.
Gonna stay with the Rutgers. Ends that drought. The way that the defenses are playing today and the way that both teams are shooting, this is gonna feel like a prior to the shot clock era game. It feels like.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's that difficult to get a foot in the paint, but once you get in there, everybody swarms, and everybody's just puking shots up that have really no chance of going in. A perfect example by Young there, just a low percentage floater.
Coburn backing down, felt three. Kipper Nichols ran into Mulcahy. Great help defense.
Look at this defense. I mean, this is outstanding at both ends of the court.
Offensive guys hate this game. Defenders love it as Harper drills the three.
And that's the only thing you can do is strike quickly in transition. That was their secondary break. Illini got lost, and Harper steps up and makes the big shot like he usually does.
Illinois looking for a bucket to answer. 4-point lead. DeSumo drives, and he was short. Harper fouled.
Underwood might be going with his smaller lineup. Maybe rotate Georgie and Coburn at the 5. And if you're Steve Pikiell, you're like, look, guys, we're getting the shots from the perimeter we want. After that initial action, just keep stepping up and knocking him down.
Coburn's got 14 rebounds already. And we've still got 15+ minutes to play in the second half.
He's got to get it inside and go to work. They have to find a way to force it in.
Shot clock winding down. We'll get a foul.
You and Terry, right? I mean, working late nights and early mornings.
Terry Oglesby and I should have carpooled from Iowa last night. Pouring down rain. He actually beat me here.
I don't know why the Big Ten Network didn't send the private jet for you guys.
Alan Griffin for three. And it's tapped out. Griffin's right there with the loose ball. Griffin went right into the defense, and Carter State Farm Center had it not gone that way.
Coburn needs to go for a lob here and blow the roof off this place.
Another block. Right there, Shaq Carter, 2 blocks in that possession. Harper up ahead. Couldn't finish, but he's going to the line. That's what I've been told. You went full-on dress shoe today. So.
Yes. The Jordan Retro 11s I left in the closet. The Hirachis, the old Juwan Howard Hirachis I left in the closet. Oh, here's that pressure defense.
6-point lead for Rutgers. See if Illinois can come up with something offensively. Look at that shot drought for Illinois. They've missed 18 of their last 19 shots. Up ahead, there's Coburn. And Coburn still can't get it. Loose ball. And a fresh 20. Here comes Coburn again. Ball in the hands of Mulcahy, trying to get rid of it. Great hustle from both teams. And a whistle. And they're going to check the shot clock.
Jeff, for this reason, when you get an offensive rebound, you should be allowed to make the defense suffer for another 30 seconds,
sure.
Right? So I always like to get an offensive rebound, kick it out, and just watch them play defense for a couple possessions.
Game like this today, those are critical seconds. DeSumo hits the jumper. You got to get him involved a little bit more.
Yeah, that's why Io's got a chance to be a pro. He's got that nice mid-range game.
Up ahead in the transition, and Mulcahy's going to slow it down. Mulcahy, the freshman, does not play like a freshman. Great feel for the game. 10 to shoot as they initiate the offense. Not going anywhere. Step back, and there's Coburn again.
Well, just a blown offensive play by Rutgers.
DeSumo trying to do too much, running through that defense. Griffin got the loose ball and a whistle. whistle.
Ball out of bounds. They want to come right back to him and look for him to attack.
Mamadou back on the floor. He had some quality minutes in the first half. Foul trouble of Johnson. The alley-oop. It didn't go for Kofi Coburn, but it went in anyway.
Well, if you can't make an open shot, maybe you have the defense help you tip one in. That's a way to score.
Trying to rock the rim. Didn't work out. Points no matter what. Crowd getting into it now. Young jump stopped. Rashashvili. Chance to tie or take the lead. Feliz.
There you go. You got to get a timeout if you're Steve Pico. Illinois just gave Rutgers. Michigan State trying to run away with it, but Rutgers and Illinois are trying to keep it close. And this game is so massive early in the Big Ten play. Whoever wins this game is going to be in the driver's seat for second place.
The crowd back into it now. Okay, he drives, got blocked away by Griffin. Griffin ran right into Mamadou, altered the shot. He passed up the three.
Yeah, that's one that he wants to kick out and keep running offense, but Illinois' defense is taking a step up going with the bigger lineup.
Boa, no. Rebound, Griffin.
And at what point do you try to get Miles Johnson back in the game here with 12? There he is. He's going to come in the game. It's a good play by Pico. You can't take those fouls home with you.
Griffin not having the shooting night that he has had over the last 6 games. He's 0 for 7. Johnson and Harper ready to check in for Rutgers with Montez Mathis. Just over 11 minutes to play. 3 ball. Finally rattles in for Rutgers. Jacob Young.
Nice job by Jacob Young reading the screen. Illinois goes under. He takes a little step back. It's a shot you have to take. And if you want to be a Big Ten champion, you have to make that shot.
It has not been a fruitful day from three-point range today for either team.
Every shot just seems enormous. Every basket that goes in, doesn't it right now?
Feels like a playoff game.
Right.
DeSumo drills a jumper. 1-point game.
Yeah, picks up where he did in Madison. What a big-time shot. Hey, if jumpers are all you're going to get, you got to step up and knock them down, and he can sure make it.
He's the first in double figures in the game. 10 points. Young and a reset. Plenty of time. Cahey, baseline, looking for help. Young for 3. Good possession defensively by Illinois.
There must be 2 Alan Griffins on the floor. I mean, he's everywhere. I mean, at both ends of the court, whenever a play has to be made, he seems like he's involved in it.
What a weapon off the bench for Brad Underwood. Up top, Coburn. Back to that a couple of different times.
It's a big part of their offense, and one of the main reasons they won at Wisconsin. They just kept coming back to that.
Uh-oh, there he is, and he got fouled.
So just one basket can get his confidence up. And let's look for a ball screen possibility here between Miles Johnson and Young, and let those 2 guys go to work on a clear out.
Coburn heads to the bench with a standing ovation. Kipper Nichols on the floor. Johnson without a point. He's taken just 1 shot with those 3 fouls. Long 3. Weak side rebound by Frazier. Ebola hit 2 threes early. Has not made anything since. Feliz penetrating the defense.
Outstanding hesitation once he got in the middle of the paint. He didn't float one up to get blocked. He stood up the defense and was able to squeeze around to the backside and get an easy bucket.
A 6-0 run to show you how tight this game is. Matches the largest lead of the game for the Illini. Tough shot, and before everything, there is in the painted area to allow Feliz to get that lane.
Such a high IQ player, right? Sacrificing his body and his game for the good of the team.
Now on the defensive end, Young. The Johnson with a second chance opportunity for Rutgers.
Yeah, and Young and Miles Johnson ran that high ball screen action. They just didn't make the shot, but nobody blocked out Miles Johnson, one of the best offensive rebounders in the country.
Yeboah, another jumper. And his shot has been...
Johnson, you know when Miles takes a shot, you got about a 75% chance of it going in.
Some pressure in the backcourt by Young with Trent Frazier. The speed of those two guys is impressive. Made that hand. You're going to get that call every time.
You are.
Under 8 to play here in Champaign. Young driving. Now Young to Mathis. Possession.
Yeah, that's all about Young. I mean, he must have run a couple miles on that possession. Dribble penetration, kick out, more dribble penetration. It comes back to the most unselfish guy on the court, and he makes the defense pay. That was a highlight for him.
Back to a tie game, just the second make in the last 10 attempts for the Scarlet Knights.
He's got Allen Iverson speed.
Bishanishvili, three-point opportunity. Bucket before the timeout, and Bishanishvili is good from the free throw line. Bishanishvili with 8. This is where this game has taken its tone on the defensive side. Johnson backing down.
Finally, Miles Johnson, like, finally, coach, I got a bucket. That's what he does. He wins the battle before he gets the pass. By the time the ball comes to him, he's able to just drop, step, seal, and go up for a high percentage shot.
That is the factor with Kofi Coburn on the bench right now, and him not in front. And unforced error by Illinois. Inside, Johnson. Lead back to Rutgers.
And the Illini guys just trotted back. In a game this big, you have to sprint. And coach is going to go get Kofi Coburn off the bench and bring him in, but you have to sprint back on defense. That's one of the keys to the game for Illinois. Ended up in the Ivy League. You can just see his basketball IQ all season. Some guys can't handle being in foul trouble, but he just knows it's all about getting the W.
Helps on defense this time. Goes right back to work on Coburn. Feliz right around the defense.
That's been significant over the last few plays. I mean, Coburn draws such attention on the block. The lane opens up. Feliz has been so patient with the dribble getting to the basket.
Coburn and Bishanishvili swelling that defense into the paint, using their bodies to create space. Under 6 to play now. Mathis.
No.
Nice play by Dosunmu.
That's not happening.
Dosunmu almost walked. Instead, the jumper, no. Griffin, right when you need a big rebound.
And that's what he does in practice. If you're a young player at home, if you want to rebound during the games, you have to rebound on every drill, every possession in practice, and it carries over.
15 offensive rebounds for Illinois in this game. Frazier, I beg your pardon, that's Feliz. And Feliz couldn't hit it. 1 point lead, Mathis with that speed. Here comes Dosunmu. Griffin, transition 3.
When they need a big play, he usually steps up. Look at the smile, the clapping of the hands. He said, this is my house, this is my time.
Good time for his first points of the game. Johnson backing down Coburn. McConnell. That was all Caleb McConnell.
Did he just take the ball away from Coburn? They both had an opportunity for it. That never happens. That's a big-time offensive rebound by McConnell. You got to get him any way you can in this game.
All 4 of his points have come in this second half. Feliz driving, kicks to Griffin. Chance to tie or take the lead for Rutgers. Mathis. McConnell kicks to the corner. And a 3 in the lead for Jacob Young.
What a possession by both teams. Both teams exhausted, giving everything they have, leaving it on the court. But Young continues to make the plays when Rutgers needs him the most.
Finally, shots are falling for both teams.
That's right. What a difference.
Slowing down the offense, Trent Frazier. Young wants more on the defensive end. Feliz to Colbert.
Well, there's your BTN standout. Feliz said, look, we got to stop taking jumpers. I've got to continue to get into the paint. He goes in there with a mission, drops it to Coburn. That backboard's still shaking at the other end.
Inside again, Johnson trying to shed Coburn. Those guys going shoulder to shoulder. Three again. And that falls. Montez Mathis.
The reason that worked is because Miles Johnson didn't try to conquer Coburn. He took the hit, knew that he didn't have the advantage, and kicked it out for the wide open three-point shot.
These haven't been falling all game.
Right.
And this stretch right now is prolific offensively as we've seen all afternoon. Splitting the defense, Frazier. And Harper and Rutgers with a 2-point lead in the basketball.
We deserve an overtime in this game, Jeff, right? The teams are playing so much better. They're scoring. Second place is on the line. Don't anybody go to the kitchen right now. We've got some big-time plays coming up over the next couple minutes.
Great way to start this triple header on BTN.
Yeah.
Inside, Harper backing down, fell down, no whistle. Feet went out from underneath. Defense without fouling. Feliz drives, got it off the window.
Yeah, that's been the story of the second half. His ability to get to the rim.
Shot. We'll keep our eye on fouls. The Illini headed to the line on the next foul by Rutgers.
Considering the score was 21-18 at the half, this is an offensive explosion in the second half.
Young needs to have the ball in his hand with Miles Johnson, and they can run some ISOs.
Okay, he
Got to kick it out.
trying to find some space around Dosunmu, not to be off of
These moments.
1 for 7 from the floor for Trent Frazier. Someone's going to be open, you know that. Dosunmu with the basketball. He's got 10. Colburn with 11. Dosunmu drives. And
We're talking to Coach Peichel, getting the play, making sure everyone's on the same page. It's got to be in Young's hand. Needs some isolation, some clear outs. With Miles Johnson and Young attacking.
2-point lead for Illinois. Young driving and a bad screen on
Emphasis.
He's going to stay in with 120 and counting. Dosunmu. Almost Mathis. Frazier. Short. Offensive rebound. Bishanishvili. They have dominated the offensive glass.
Brad Underwood said rebounding will win this game.
Dosunmu drives.
Oh, man.
Harper.
Get to open shooters, but he has to attack early.
Ball ran into Dosunmu. 3 by Mathis. Rebound by Frazier. No whistle. And Young with a 3. And foul if you're Rutgers.
Exactly. You got to foul Georgie. Hopefully they can get the ball to him. He's only around 60%.
And Illinois just used their last timeout.
Baseline here, you're going to try to get Ayo Dosunmu the ball. He's the one who can step up and make the free throws down the stretch.
And he's fouled by Mathis.
Illinois going with the smaller lineup, defense to offense, so that they can guard the three-point line.
And a whistle on Frazier.
Game, the chess match continues.
Nearly a turnover. Harper, long 3. And off the hands of Frazier. Young off the glass. Offensive rebound. Not done yet for Rutgers. That was Eboa. 3-point game. 5.4 to go. No timeouts. Dosunmu. And no whistle. Dosunmu trying to run it out. And he will.